Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a sketch to the max layout. So this is a day late and I apologize. I just started working my first full-time job in about like 11 years, and it has been a crazy week. So I wasn't able to really get any scrapbooking done until last night, which was Friday night, which was the day that this video was supposed to go live. So I apologize. But Tracy does have her video up, and I will be sure to leave a link below so that you can see the layout that she made. So today we are doing our second video in this series, and we are going to stretch the sketch. So the idea of this series is the first layout that we make, we are going to translate the sketch literally, and then the next three we are going to liberally translate the sketch and flip it and you know, change it around and do it horizontally and then vertically and, you know, all of these things. So today I decided, and I kind of changed my mind throughout this, and you'll see why. So I have these two so adorable photos of Brynny when he was about two. I think he was 2.5. Because this would have been, I think 2009 is the date that I have written up there on that excess piece of the photo that I had pulled off. So here you can see I am pulling out some mixed media. Now this actually came in my February kit for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and I am using my January kit, but I really thought that this would work out well. It's shimmers, and I think it's called As Cool as Ice or something like that. So I'm just stirring it up, and then I'm going to add some clear gesso to the background. And I kind of wish that I hadn't done that. I think because I did do that, that's the reason why this didn't work out as what I had envisioned. So what I was thinking was I could do some drips going down the layout that will be underneath the photo. And so here you can see I'm gonna spray water on the paper, and then I'm going to just drop some of this shimmers on there. But I don't know if it's just the type of gesso that I use, because normally I don't use clear gesso, but I think that this clear gesso from Liquitex is just really blah. I don't really like it. So you can see I kind of have this blob and I'm not liking it at all. So I go and grab my a small brush, and I just kind of make brush strokes up and down the layout, and I absolutely hate it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take some of this off. I dab it off, still absolutely hate it. So I'm thinking I'm just still gonna try to make this work. So I'm gonna do some splatters all around the layout, and I do like how the splatters turned out, but it's just that, I don't know, just that blob. The brush strokes just do not look good to me. So here I'm thinking, okay, do I really want to try to force this layout, or do I want to make something that I really love? So I'm going to decide here after cleaning up that I want to make something I really love, and I absolutely love how this layout turns out. It's not like the most amazing layout, but I love it. I feel like it's just perfect. So here I am pulling out some of my scraps from the kit that I've used, and I am going to mat each of the photos on a piece of white cardstock, and this is actually a scrap piece of paper that I have in my stash. So I'm just doing a very teeny tiny border around the photo, and I did cut it kind of wonky, so I'm gonna have to pull both of these photos up and reposition them on the white paper. And I really do like how the white makes these photos pop. They were just blending in too much to that floral background, and I really like that floral background. And it was just kind of crazy and busy, and even though I love it, like I knew that I wouldn't make a layout with it that I was happy with without it being too crazy. So that's why I decided to use it as a map for the photos. Now here you can see I used the other side of that floral paper, and I am going to make that be the big strip on the layout. And this is where I'm going to try to use that background, but then I decide, nope, I'm not going to. So I pull out a piece of my white close to my heart paper, which is my favorite white to use. And then in my January kit, I got this raspberry ice paint. I think it's just acrylic paint, and it's from a company called Memento, and I got it in my kit, but you can also get it at Hobby Lobby, I believe. And this is just called Raspberry Ice. And I really liked this pink color. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my palette knife, and I'm just going to scrape it on the layout. And I'm going to do a big area down there in the bottom. And then I'm also going to do a little tiny area up at the top, just to kind of bring that texture and have that line flow. So in this sketch, it calls for kind of like an L shape. So this is going to be part of my L, but my L doesn't go all the way down to the bottom left corner. So now here you can see I'm going to try to bring in some of these scrap pieces, and it doesn't work out, and you know, I am totally okay with that. I really, really absolutely love how this layout turns out. And so here I'm pulling out all of these embellishments that I want to use while I'm waiting for this background to dry. And it did take quite a few minutes. I mean, it wasn't like half an hour, but it was probably at least 10 minutes before I was able to really pull it out and glue it down and use it. So now here I'm going to glue it down. And I am using a lot of glue just because I want to make sure that it sticks, because there is going to be some paint behind that pattern paper. So I'm just going to glue that down, and then let's see, I think I'm going to start placing everything around the layout. So I'm going to glue down my photos, and I'm going to kind of embellish and put down my title, and then I'm going to kind of switch it up a little bit. So here I'm thinking I have these words, and there was that one that said darling. So here you can see I am trying to use this word darling, and then I also have that little ephemera piece with the word fly and then a butterfly on it. And so I thought this would be really fun to have the layout be you can fly, or you know, something like that. I was thinking maybe it could be you can fly darling, or you can do anything. And you know, I went through a bunch of scenarios in my head, and this is where I decided to switch up the placement of the photos in the title. And I am so glad that I did that, because it just flows across the page so much better with the title being on the left hand side, especially since we read from left to right. It just helps the layout so much. So here you can see I'm using these alphas from this kit that I got, and I just absolutely love how the alpha looks on this layout. It's just amazing. So my title here, I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut out just that word darling, and then I think I'm going to start gluing everything down. And I do kind of fuss with it for a little while just because I want it to be perfect. And I'm thinking I like the word you over there on the right hand side, but at the same time I don't. So I'm going to glue down my photos, and then I'm going to make the decision that I need to add something in the area that's around the word can, and then I'm going to scoot the word you over to the left and add another ephemera piece. And I just absolutely love how that works out. Okay, so now here you can see I'm gluing down each one of these little ephemera pieces, and I just absolutely love how that little cluster turned out. It turned out so awesome. And then now here I'm going to put down the alphas, and this is where I decide I'm going to add this arrow. And I really like that. But then I'm going to go to glue down the arrow, and I'm going to decide it's not really pointing up at anything. So I kind of need it to be pointing at something, right? So I put down the word darling, and then I'm going to glue down both of these pieces in this ephemera, or in this cluster, and I really do like that I changed the arrow to be facing down. So I'm going to glue that down, and then I think the only thing I really have left to do is add sequins and my journaling. Okay, so I have everything all glued down. I just kind of skipped through a bunch of that, so you didn't have to sit and watch that. And now I'm just spreading some of these pretty, amazingly pretty sequins. There are purples and blues, like kind of like a navy medium blue. I think it's more medium blue. And then pink. So pink, purple, and then medium blue. And these colors together are just absolutely amazing and just gorgeous. So you can see here, I have them all set down in the areas that I want, and I'm going to glue those all down. And that is it for today's layout. Make sure that you head on over to Tracy's channel. I will have a link below to her channel and her video. And I will also have a blog post up sometime today. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this layout so much. I had so much fun making this layout. It was just absolutely awesome. After a week of a new job and doing things that I haven't done in 11 years, it felt really good to get into my room and create. So I had so much fun. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will be back later today or tomorrow with another video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!